Broderick here to introduce him as our first-round draft pick. And as you all know, Broderick comes off 2 national championships and no sacks this year, so really a great resume, and we're excited to have him join the group. Broderick is somebody who thinks big. When he first came here to visit us on his 30th visit, when he was in my office, he told me I didn't have a big enough television. And when we were meeting today, he reminded me again that I need to get a bigger television. So he's a bigger guy who thinks big, and that's the way we like it. So Broderick, welcome to Pittsburgh, and come on up.
Hey, how everybody doing? First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Rooney, Omar, Coach T, just for the great opportunity to be here. It's just a blessing to be here in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. It's something I always dreamed about since the process started. They've been on my tail, and this feels like home, and I'm glad to be home.
You alluded to this being a really good fit. You spent a ton of time with these guys. Why do you think that?
Can you repeat your question?
You alluded to this being a really good fit yesterday when we talked to you, and you spent a ton of time with these guys. Why do you think it's such a perfect match?
Just because of the energy, vibe that I get from everybody and within the organization. Like I said, it just feels like I'm at home. It feels like I'm back at Georgia. It feels like I'm back at Lattimore High School. So I feel like I can thrive in a system like that where I feel comfortable. So that's about it.
Broderick, Brian Batka from the Post-Gazette here. Nice to meet you. You were a 5-star recruit in high school, offered early by Georgia, committed early to Georgia, came in, started, and now you're a first-round pick after 3 years. When did you know that you wanted to walk this path and have this be your journey?
Really, like 8th grade. I knew I wanted to take football to the next level. So 8th grade, that's when I started to see growth within my game and really started to take it serious.
Broderick, it was reported during the pre-draft process by somebody, I forget who, that Jeremiah or somebody said that Georgia practiced ones against the ones. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
And can you talk about the last couple of years? I mean, a lot of guys want to go through there.
Man, it's tough.
You're in the NFL now. Do you have any memorable moments, and can you talk about going against some of those guys?
It's tough. The one thing I remember is as a freshman when I first went in, and it's this thing you call like a dog drills, like basically one-on-ones. Like I had to go against 6 people that all went first round as a freshman coming in and lost every single rep. So like it humbled me, but I just continue to work, continue to better myself. But like you said, going versus as many people as I can remember, the Trayvons, the Aziz, the Jermaine Johnson, the Adam Anderson, the Nolan Smith, you have no choice but to get better going against that many first rounders, because that's what it is. It's iron sharpening iron every day.
Did that take a little getting over that 0 for 6?
Man, I'm still feeling that to this day.
Ron, could you be looking to have some payback against them if you're facing them?
Oh yeah. I got to get my payback.
Ron, it would have been easier to take the easy route, go somewhere else, maybe step in and start right away. What kept you there? What was it about your personality that wanted to keep fighting?
That wasn't the reason I went to Georgia, I knew it was going to be tough going in as a freshman, but I wanted to be a part of a building process. Georgia was on the uprising, so I just wanted to be able to be a part of something bigger than me. I feel like Georgia was the best fit for me. They had the coaches that was able to help me improve my game on and off the field. So, I just felt like that was the best fit. I didn't feel like that nowhere else I visited, so I just decided to stick it out, and, it worked out for the best.
Broderick, I was reading.
You're still a young guy. I mean, what went into the process to turn pro? I mean, obviously, college guys have opportunities now that they didn't 5 years ago. If they want to stay, it can be, they can make some money out of it. What went into your thought process in terms of turning pro versus, because you guys got it going down there, obviously?
I just felt like my job was finished at the University of Georgia for real. 2 national championships, SEC championship, all SEC, you know. I felt like I did all I could there. I feel like it was nothing left for me to do there. So, you know, it was time for me to move on to bigger and better things.
When you started last season, did you think that, hey, this, that opportunity next spring is going to be there for me? Because Mike T was talking last night at how the guys last year were talking you up, saying this is the guy you got to watch at next year's draft. Was the plan last year, like, hey, this is probably my last ride, or did something happen during the course of the season to make you think, you know what, I can excel at the next level?
Yeah, it was more so of the course throughout the course of this season. You know, like last year, I really wasn't thinking about that. I had just started playing for real, so like that wasn't really going through my head at the time. You know, I was just trying to better myself as a person and continue to level up my game. So that it really was throughout the course of this season when I really like started to think about the decision to declare, and we made it to this point.
How did you decide on number 77? Does that have any meaning to you?
Yeah. So my roommate from the University of Georgia, he wore 77. Devin Willard, the one that passed away in the crash. So they told me the number was available, and I just wanted to, you know, show my respects by, you know, taking that number and, you know, letting him live through me. So.
Broderick, I was reading that you're really close with your family. You guys are really tight-knit. What was that moment like when you get the phone call that the Steelers have traded up to draft you? Was it like sharing it with them? Was it, more than you expected? Can you kind of walk us through those emotions?
It was a big moment, very emotional. Before my mom even heard my name called on the TV, she was crying because she knew I was on the phone with Coach, you know. But it was just an amazing feeling. Just having everybody there, my whole support system. Like words really I can't even put it into words, you know, how, like the emotions that I was feeling going through my head at the time. Just sitting there with them, talking to Coach, you know, it was too much at once for me, you know, so I just had to sit back, take a breath, and, you know, just enjoy the moment.
Did you know it was the Steelers calling you? There have been stories of people having their phone accidentally on Do Not Disturb or spam call, whatever. Did you know?
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sitting there. I heard my phone ring. I ain't even look at it. I just answered it. I ain't even see who was calling. I just picked it up.
When did you realize it was the Steelers?
When Coach said his name, I said, oh, yes.
Broderick, just piggybacking off her question about your mother, just no one reaches this point without some strong people in their corner. Who have been some of the most impactful people in your life who've helped you to reach this point?
My mom, you know, she does a lot for my family. So, you know, just being able to watch her and see what she did for us growing up. You know, she sacrificed a lot, you know, so I just want to be able to give back and show my gratitude and my thanks to her.
Broderick, if you look back at everything you've done in your career, your football career, to get you to this point, what are you the most proud of?
Most proud of? Probably the way I play. You know, coming in as a freshman at the University of Georgia, I wouldn't say I didn't play like I play now, you know, like with the physicality, with the toughness, you know. So that's probably my biggest accomplishment, just being able to play with that edge, that physicality, that dominance, you know. So
how did you develop that?
Just the University of Georgia, the way we practice, the way we get after it every day, you know. You have no choice but to practice like that, because if not, you're going to be on the sideline somewhere watching practice and not in practice. You know, I'd rather, you know, tough it out, you know, the little bumps and bruises, and continue to fight through and push through, you know, because that's the only way the team's going to get better. That's the only way I'm going to get better at the end of the day.
Does it matter where you play? Do you feel more comfortable on one side or the other?
I play wherever the team need me to play.
Broderick, I understand you have some interesting hobbies, dirt bike riding, and you like snakes. How did you get involved with those kind of things?
So my friend had a snake, which was, it was back in high school, which freaked me out at first, just like everybody else in the room. But, you know, once I got used to being around him and his pet snake, you know, I just decided to get one on my own.
You got one, you got a couple?
No, I got two now. Pablo and Piper.
Did they come with you on this visit, or they come?
Nah. Coach told me to leave the snakes at home.
Robert, what do you feel like you learned over those last 2 runs to the national championship about what it takes for an organization to be great at that level, and not just about football, but all the other things?
Just playing with an edge, really. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best. But nobody plays as physical as us. Nobody was running the ball like us. You know, nobody was taking shots down the field like us. You just got to be able to play dominant. You got to play physical. You got to play tough. You got to thug it out. At the end of the day, that's the only way you're gonna win. So that's really what I learned from the University of Georgia.
Broderick, you spent a year behind Jamari at Georgia, obviously, and he was drafted last year. How much of an influence was he while you two were at Georgia together, and was he much of a help at all throughout this draft process, knowing that he went through this last year?
Man, he was a big help. Like, when I first got there, he took me in all the way to the time he left, you know. I still talk to him to this day, you know. He congratulated me last night. I talked to him, you know. So just being able to sit back behind him and, you know, just soak up all the knowledge was a big blessing for me because he taught me a lot. So, you know, I can say he helped me in many different ways.
What's he told you so far about whether it's being a pro or, you know, these first few steps into being a rookie?
We really haven't talked about it much, you know. That conversation hasn't came up, but one day it will soon. So.
You said you started taking it real seriously in 8th grade. What makes you love football? What made you want to, you know, keep yourself dedicated to it, committed in the weight room and everything?
Just the bonds that I was able to build, really. The brotherhoods I was able to be a part of, you know, it was something different, you know. That's a lifelong journey right there. Like, just being able to have those people around you, you know, who can help you, who can help better you, like, within your life, on and off the field, like the Nolan Smiths. Like, Nolan's the type of person I want to have in my wedding as a best man, you know. Like, he's that type of person. So just building those bonds and those relationships, really.
I know you just got here, but have any of the players reached out to you from the Steelers yet?
Yeah, a couple reached out, like Kenny, Najee, Cam, a lot of different players, too many to name for real. You know, just thanking me, congratulating me, you know, telling me, you know, it's time to work now. So, you know, I'm ready to get here and get started on my new journey and see what the future holds.
I understand you were a pretty good basketball player as well. How do you feel like maybe that sport helps your skill set, and when did you realize that football would be your path to professional sports?
I feel like basketball helped a lot, you know, just like with footwork, with foot speed, you know, hand-eye coordination, a whole bunch of different things. But I always knew it was going to be football when I stopped growing. So, you know, I just did basketball to stay in shape. But I always knew it was going to be football. I always loved football. But basketball, you know, I can say it helped my game a lot.
Have you stopped growing? Have you stopped growing?
I wouldn't say I stopped, but it slowed down a little bit. It slowed down on me. I knew I wasn't going to be 6'9", so basketball had to come to a hold.
One more.
Broderick, I know part of the welcome to Pittsburgh was seeing the Franco Harris statue and everything. Did you know a lot about Franco before you saw the statue? Did you know that was going to be part of the introduction to the city and the airport?
Well, I actually saw it when I came on my 30 visit. I really didn't know much, but, you know, just being able to take pictures, you know, with my fans, my family, you know, it was a big deal, you know, because it means a lot to this city. And, you know, I'm a part of the city now, so, you know, it means something to me, too.
Is your family up here with you now, Broderick, did you say, or did you come?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Jump in here.
Good, Carl? All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.